Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do part 2 of my beginner adult coloring series. And what we're going to talk about is choosing your first set of colored pencils. Now when you go to choose your first set of pencils, it can be daunting because there's so many brands out there, different prices, different results that you would get. So what I'm going to do today is help break that down for you. And we're going to talk about some affordable sets that are actually really fun to color with. I'm going to walk you through what makes a set beginner friendly, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll have some confidence in choosing the right set for you. So meet me on the other side and let's get started. So before we look at specific brands, let's talk about what even makes a colored pencil good for beginners. First, the pencil should have a soft or medium soft core, nothing too hard, nothing too waxy. You want a pencil that lays down color easily without having to press too hard. Second, we're going to look for good blendability. Blending is a big part of adult coloring, and the right pencil can make that so much easier. Third, durability matters. Beginners don't need fragile pencils that constantly break every time you sharpen them. And finally, price. When you're just testing the waters, it's better to start out with something affordable that still performs well. That way you can build confidence without worrying about ruining expensive supplies. First up is a classic, Crayola. And yes, I know what you might be thinking. Hey, Crayola's for kids. But hear me out. Crayola colored pencils are actually a fantastic starting point. They're affordable, easy to find almost anywhere, and surprisingly decent for practicing techniques like layering and light pressure blending. The color range is basic, but it's enough to experiment with. They're not the softest pencils, but they're consistent, and they'll help you develop control and a feel for pressure without worrying about breaking a high-end set. At a little over $5 for a set of 24 pencils, these are super kind to your wallet. Now that's about 21 cents per pencil. Think of Crayola as your training wheels. They'll help you get comfortable before you invest more. Next up, let's talk about Arrtx Pencils. These have quickly become a favorite for beginners because they strike that perfect balance between affordability and performance. They're soft, so the color payoff is nice and vibrant, and they're incredibly smooth on paper. They also sharpen well and hold a nice point, and that means it makes coloring smaller details easier for you. Arrtx pencils come in beautifully curated sets, and the packaging is honestly impressive for the price. One of the things I really love is how creamy they feel when layering. There's not a lot of effort needed to build color, and they don't leave that chalky texture that some cheaper pencils do. The smallest set is a box of 72 colors, around $26. That's about 42 cents per pencil, which is definitely budget friendly. If you're ready for a set that feels like an upgrade from basic pencils without going full premium, Arrtx is such a good next step. Castle Art Soft Touch pencils are a big favorite among beginner and intermediate colorists, and for a good reason. They're soft, vibrant, and really satisfying to color with. They come in large sets, which means you get a wide variety of shades to play with right away. Plus, the barrels are labeled, which makes organizing and picking colors much easier. They also have beautiful add-on sets, like this Harmonious set for muted colors. Now these pencils blend really well and feel so smooth on the page. So if you're someone who wants something that feels a little more luxurious without spending top dollar, Castle Arts might be the one for you. They also come in a nice tin or fabric case depending on the set, which makes them feel a bit fancier without the luxury price tag. Now a set of 72 pencils is around $48, and that's about 67 cents per pencil. These are definitely an upgrade from Crayolas and Arrtx, but still won't break the bank. Now let's talk about a newer contender on the scene, the Ohuhu Halawa colored pencils. These surprise me in a good way. They're super affordable, but what really stands out is how smooth they are. The laydown is buttery, and the colors feel vibrant even with just a few layers. Now, they're on the softer side, so if you're heavy-handed, you might burn through them faster than you would a firmer pencil like Arrtx. But for beginners, that softness actually makes blending much easier. These can be a little crumbly, however, the vibrant colors are worth it in the end. If you're just learning how to layer and blend colors, these will help you get good results with less effort. Also, the set comes with a really thoughtful color range, plenty of pastels, bold brights, and just enough earth tones to feel well-rounded. And we all know that Ohuhu always delivers with their gorgeous color ranges. And the pencils are numbered, which I love for organizing swatches and following color combos. This set of 72 pencils is around $45, which makes them great contenders with the Castle Arts. Next up, let's talk about Black Widow colored pencils, a set that's earned a bit of a cult following and for a good reason. These are a great step up if you're starting to get more serious about coloring but still don't want to splurge on high-end sets just yet. What makes them stand out is the pigment. These colors are rich. They're a little firmer than the Ohuhu pencils, so you get more control and precision. And that's great for details, but they still blend nicely with a little practice. What's also really fun is that the Black Widow line comes in themed sets like light and dark skin tones, scorpion, monarch, dragon, and cobra, a total of at least 6 sets. Now, there are over 180 pencils across all of the sets, but the original set of Black Widows is a set of 24 for a little over $20. That's about 88 cents per pencil, putting us in the higher range for all the pencils we've evaluated today. But the nice thing here is that with all of these separate sets, you can build your collection over time without feeling overwhelmed. And the black barrels with colored tips, super sleek. All right, now that we've talked through a bunch of great beginner colored pencil sets, I want to take it one step further with you because pencils can feel totally different depending on the paper you use. So let's test these same brands on 3 different types of paper you might be coloring on. This way you'll know exactly what to expect, and then you can pick the combo that best fits your style. When you're first starting out, a lot of us color in books that are printed on Amazon paper. You know, that thinner, slightly toothy paper that's super common. So let's take a look at how these pencil brands actually color on it. Crayola holds up surprisingly well, nice and smooth, but you'll have to layer a little bit more for the richer color. It took me about 9 layers to get rid of the white tooth of the paper showing through. Arrtx feels soft and buttery, blending easily even on the rougher texture, and it only took me 3-ish layers to get rid of the tooth on this one. Art Soft Touch lays down vibrant color too, and it only took me 4 layers to color the paper tooth. Ohuhu Halawa are a bit firmer, so you get more control for small spaces, but you might notice a little more dust from the softer core. This pencil also took me 4 layers to cover the tooth. And Black Widows, they grab onto the Amazon paper really nicely, building beautiful color without much effort. Only 3 layers here. Bottom line, every set here works, but if you want super smooth blends with less layering, Arrtx or Black Widows might feel the nicest on Amazon paper. Now let's see what happens when you level up your paper just a little bit and use something like smooth white cardstock. On cardstock, Crayola actually starts to shine a bit more. The smoother surface lets the waxiness work for you. This time it only took around 5 layers to get vibrant color. Arrtx feels even creamier and blending gets easier and quicker. This only took me about 3 layers. Art Soft Touch gets super rich and vibrant. This took me about 4 layers to get this vibrant color. Ohuhu Halawas stay controlled and crisp, perfect for fine detail lovers, also only 4 layers. And Black Widows, they still layer beautifully, but now you can get even more depth and vibrancy with fewer layers. Only 3 layers here, just like the Arrtx. Moral of the story, if you're using cardstock, any of these brands will level up your results. You'll just notice faster blends and richer colors across the board. All right, now what if you want to color on paper with a little more texture, like Springhill Vellum Bristol? It's thicker, a little toothier, and honestly, it's kind of a dream for colored pencil work. On textured paper, Crayola might struggle just a little to fully fill the grain, so you're going to have to layer and burnish a lot more. This took me 8 art Arrtx still feels gorgeous. The soft cores really grip the paper, and this only took me about 6 layers to get this vibrant color. Art Soft Touch becomes super vibrant with only a few layers. This only took me 5 layers. Ohuhu Halawas stay neat and controlled, though you might want to layer a little extra to fill the texture. Also be careful of pencil crumbs. This also took me only 5 layers. And Black Widows, they're honestly in their element, layering like butter and blending into a beautiful painterly look. Only 4 layers here. So if you're someone who loves lots of layering and seeing color get richer with every pass, then textured paper plus soft pencils like Arrtx or Black Widows is a match made in heaven for you. So what would I personally recommend if you're brand new? If your budget is tight, start with Crayola or Arrtx. Both are forgiving to use and they give you the freedom to experiment without fear of wasting expensive materials. But if you want something that feels just a little more elevated, something you can grow into, Art Soft Touch is my top pick. It's beginner friendly, super smooth to use, and it gives you results that look way more advanced than you might expect. Now, when you're ready to invest even more, you can level up to the Ohuhu, Halawa, or Black Widow pencils. But ultimately, it's all about finding pencils that you enjoy using. That's what makes coloring fun and relaxing. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope this video helped you feel a little more confident about picking your first set of colored pencils. And if you've tried any of these, I would love to hear what you think, so please drop your favorite beginner set in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you want more videos just like this one. Next up in the beginner series, we'll talk about how to blend with colored pencils, so make sure to stick around for that. Until then, happy coloring!